I want to show you all these calls and texts that I keep getting. They come from random numbers, but seem to know me personally. Sometimes saying they can get me millions of dollars in 24 hours. Like this guy, Anthony, who has a weirdly specific amount of money ready for me. Or this guy, Augie, and Dylan, and Nigel, and James. For years, I wrote these messages off as spam until recently when I decided to text and call these people back. Hey, Nathan, I just got a text from you calling you back.
How can I help you? I'm at your service.
Looking for about 300 grand.
I could get you up to 400. I got one guy $1.4 million.
1.4, wow. How fast can you do it?
I could do it today.
Today? The thing is, the money is real and I could get it really fast just by sending them a few bank statements and other financial details. I don't run a company and I don't need fast cash, but I found a lot of small business owners who were in a tough spot, and at first, the money helped them out.
We were dead in the water. If I hadn't met Brett, we wouldn't have survived. Then, there's the other side.
They say you'll never get out. I can't come after you if you're dead. Then once you get in deep with them, you can't get out.
I lost my wife, everything.
I'm out of money now, so I took a government job too.
What do you do?
I worked for ICE. It's not my cup of tea, so the system's it's a really big scam. It really is.
And the deeper I got, the sketchier it got.
I don't know if I look too deep into some people. I mean, these are actual gangsters.
So I wanted to find out, who are the people behind these texts? What happens to businesses that take them up on their offers? And is any of this actually legal? One of the business owners I spoke to is Jerry Bush. Great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much for
you're
having
welcome.
us. He's been involved with his family's plumbing business since he was 13 years old. The business had been doing well for decades with 18 employees and a lot of big jobs. But in 2015, one of his clients didn't pay him the $350,000 that he was owed, and Jerry was stuck. When you were out $350,000, what were some of the options that you had?
So I was trying to go to the bank that we was using, and basically they was like, well, we can't really help you with that amount. At the same time, the wife was dealing with health issues.
What health issues did your wife have at the time?
She had breast cancer. I just couldn't catch a break, and I just, it was adding up. And then one of the brokers at the bank got me in contact with one of the MCA funding companies. It was a con artist business, but I was at the point where there was no return.
MCA is short for Merchant Cash Advance. These are the companies that have been calling and texting me for years. They're like a shadow version of Wall Street, but with less oversight, fewer licenses, and almost no barriers to entry.
Merchant Cash Advance. Basically, Merchant Cash Advance, it's unsecured financing for small to large business owners. It's quite the product.
I can go fast, and I can go cheap, and I can do it better.
Because they're gonna need the fucking money, straight up.
MCAs span a wide spectrum, from fintech companies to actual Ponzi schemes and mob-connected business leaders threatening to kidnap people's children.
My partner received a dead rat on his mailbox. Shortly thereafter, I received a sticker on my mailbox that said, "Pray."
Shane Heskin is an attorney who has litigated against hundreds of MCAs, including one with ties to the Gambino crime family. He worked with Jerry Bush and many more business owners across the country. For people who don't know what a merchant cash advance is, how would you describe it?
It's loan sharking.
What are some of the interest rates that you're seeing?
A couple 100%, but there's a product out there right now that's over 1,000%.
Wow. 1,000% interest on a loan isn't legal in most states, but that's the catch. These advances technically aren't loans because of a legal loophole.
Basically, it's a purchase of your future receivables.
This term future receivables is in every contract that Shane showed me, which means the MCAs are buying a company's upcoming revenue. So according to these contracts, the amount of money that MCAs are withdrawing should change as revenue goes up and down. In reality, they're just taking out money every single day, and it's fixed. They're not looking at how much revenue is coming in, oftentimes.
Almost never. I've had clients that have $100,000 or more per day taken out.
Per day?
$100,000 per day.
How long do they sustain that for?
Not very long. They either have to go out of business or they take out more and more MCAs.
That's what happened with Jerry Bush. He took out multiple MCAs that were collectively withdrawing $18,000 out of his business accounts every day.
I sold most of my personal stuff. My father was pulling money out of his retirement. You know, we pulled money out of our savings, you know, just basically just try to buy enough time to hope something positive would happen.
Jerry signed a document that said if he missed 2 payments, the MCA company could take control of his accounts. When his bank stopped the daily ACH withdrawals due to fraud concerns, Jerry immediately got a call from the MCA broker he'd been working with.
And he says, I can take care of your account in a heartbeat. And within 3 hours, he had my account frozen. And he goes, you never get away from me.
The man on the phone with Jerry was Jonathan Braun. He was notorious in the industry for aggressive tactics and threatening borrowers.
You're a liar, a cheater, and a thief.
One business owner said Braun warned that his family would find him floating in the Hudson.
I would wake up every morning and basically would be puking blood because my nerves were shot. I was like, hey, they're gonna have to just close the business, let them take everything, because I was running out buying time.
Then Jerry says that he got a call from another MCA company he was working with called Yellowstone.
He says, you got 2 choices. He said, you either got, win a lottery, or he says, if you ain't alive no more, we can't come after a dead body. And I figured, like, hey, I got us in a situation, I'll get us out of the situation. So that's what I done.
I gotta fix this, and I'm taking responsibility of it. So I'm asking you to do anything you can, because this will be my last video. Please take care of my father, my son, my wife, and my mother too. Take care of them 3, please. Terry, I love you.
After Jerry put this video on Facebook, someone saw the post and alerted the police. We're in the same place where you made the Facebook video right now, and how does it make you feel that, because of the MCAs, you might not have been here to see your grandkids?
It was one of the hardest, saddest moments in my life. I want this to stop happening. I mean, I feel like they're getting stronger, they're figuring different ways to get by the law, and it just needs to stop.
While reporting this story, I really wanted to know what it was like on the inside of the MCA industry. After talking to a lot of people off the record, I finally met Eric. He used to run an MCA shop in Miami and invited me down for an interview.
When I got into business, I knew nothing about financing. I was just a fucking sales guy.
What was the culture like in the office back then?
It's mostly men in an office, rowdy, young, just a little wild. I was probably like 26, 27. I was making like $120,000 a month.
That sounds like it could be addictive.
Yeah, I mean, I was having fun. We were making a lot of money. Everybody needs capital. And it's, at some point, it's almost like fishing in a barrel. You want young dudes who are easily influenced. They want that life. You take them to the strip club, you throw money around with them, and kind of like a frat house, very much that culture.
Come ring that bell, baby!
These gong guys are MCA brokers. Their main incentive is to lend as much money as possible so they can cash in on commissions anywhere between 5 and 20%. Keep in mind that a broker fee for more traditional loans would only get a 1 to 3% commission.
I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, you'll have money in your account on a Monday.
Get one last pump in there before you shut her down.
How you doing?
If you think these guys are giving Wolf of Wall Street vibes, it's because some MCA brokers actually did work for Jordan Belfort back in the day.
Your profit on a mere $6,000 investment would be upwards of $60,000.
I had guys that worked for me that worked for Jordan Belfort in the past, and actually I came and worked for a company. Do you see a lot of that? Old mortgage guys, things. It's very, very much like that same crowd.
So there were some people that came from the 2008 mortgage crisis
Oh,
into
yeah.
this field.
Sure.
This type of financing really took off after the 2008 financial crisis, when many banks pulled back on small business lending.
We say yes when other lenders say no.
Call now for a merchant cash advance.
Industry driven by greed. Driven by greed. There's just a lot of like scumbaggery.
When you say scumbaggery, what did you say?
There's people who will they will draw money out of someone's account. If they have information, just draw it out. And the business owner won't even fucking see it. There's like horrible. There was definitely high-risk lenders doing that.
Eric left the industry in 2022 after seeing many of his clients get caught up in predatory MCAs.
This dude, Heath, such a good guy, had a great restaurant. He called me, he's like, Eric, I'm in my car with a gun, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm like, don't do that, you know? He was a good dude, so, sorry.
Did he pass?
No, I just feel so fucking bad for those people, you know?
Yeah,
Excuse me.
No, it's okay. You have no price to get back in?
No.
$1 million?
No, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. I just have zero interest in that. There's not even a single piece of music. Oh man, let's go back to the good. No interest.
After leaving Miami, I wanted to know if there was any way to fundamentally change this industry. So I connected with the New York Attorney General, Letitia James.
As the Attorney General of this great state, I've got a job and a duty to protect all of you.
Her office recently won settlements against Yellowstone and Richmond Capital, the very same MCAs that the plumber Jerry Bush had been involved with years earlier.
Hi, how are you? Great to meet you.
In the case against Yellowstone, you found that sometimes the interest rates could be as high as 820%, which seems unconscionable.
Seems it is. It's 50 times the legal interest rate in the state of New York. And we were successful in negotiating a settlement to the tune of $534 million in restitution to businesses.
As I've been talking to some of these merchant cash advance companies, once I accidentally use the word loan and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not a loan. It's not a loan.
It's a loan. You may not call it a loan, but it's a loan. If we continue to allow MCAs to go unregulated, it will affect small businesses, the industry, and overall our economy. We cannot afford to close our eyes and close our ears. But unfortunately, the federal government has retreated from its responsibilities, and now it's up to state attorneys general to step in at a time when the federal government has closed its doors.
In some cases, the federal government has given concessions to MCAs, like in 2021 when President Trump pardoned the infamous Jonathan Braun, who was serving time for drug smuggling while under investigation for predatory lending. The Trump administration also recently rewrote a small business transparency rule with a carve-out just for merchant cash advances. And while these settlements by the New York AG did help people like Jerry Bush, who got $100,000 in damages, the reality is that MCAs are as aggressive as ever. During our interview with Letitia James, I learned our sound person has been getting non-stop MCA calls too.
Looks like we may be able to approve you for around $50,000.
It's like most of the calls you get are
It's my mom or my dad or them.
As I was writing the script for this video, I got dozens more texts. My coworkers started getting emails offering MCAs to More Perfect Union. I even got a call while we were recording this. Hey, Nathan, how's it going? And more companies seem to be going bankrupt because of MCAs. I even started noticing MCAs in places like Amazon, Walmart, DoorDash, Shopify, and the wellness platform MindBody. Were these companies offering MCAs with the same predatory practices I'd been hearing about?
I view them largely as a gateway drug, and they're actually done legally where they are based on percentages of the revenue.
So an MCA from MindBody would take less money if you have less revenue. But the reality is that these are still very high interest loans that are making people who actually work on Wall Street rich. Like these hedge funds and private capital firms that are funding MCA companies, then reaping the high interest rewards. And it's the same financial system that is leaving some small business owners with very few options besides MCAs. So you're not against merchant cash advances across the board?
I'm not. There should be limitations. I don't think they should be able to charge the amount that they charge.
New York and California have passed laws that require showing the actual interest rates of these products, instead of the weird MCA logic of factor rates and percentage of receivables. On a federal level, regulation could also look like making companies that are effectively giving loans actually abide by usury laws, giving business owners the same protections that consumer borrowers already have, and limiting predatory practices in small business financing. But until there's meaningful regulation in the industry, I wanted to know the bare minimum. Can I get these MCAs to stop calling me?
So if you want to get off, there's actually a way you can get off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you get listed as a litigator, they will leave you alone.
How do I do that?
Are you on the federal do not call list? You just serve them a demand letter saying, hey, you violated, here's what happened. This is how much money I want. They'll pay $5,000 to go away, $10,000 to go away.
Really?
20, oh, yeah.
Oh, I could be making money off
of
MCAs?
And they'll leave you alone.
So after finally signing up for the do not call list, I sent off my first few litigator notes to MCAs. I haven't gotten 10 grand yet, but I'm hoping to get a few less calls promising me millions of dollars in high interest loans. And yes, they're loans. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any story ideas for us, you can send them to stories@perfectunion.us.